Welcome to Momo Tales. Once upon a sunny summer morning, 7 little baby goats were having the best day ever. The waves danced on the shore, the sun sparkled like glitter, and the air was full of laughter as they splashed each other with buckets of cool water by the sea. "Ha ha! Got you!" shouted one little goat, spraying his brother. "Oh yeah, take this!" splashed another. It was summer vacation, and they were having the time of their lives. After hours of fun, the goats began to yawn. One by one, they trotted home to rest. But wait, 2 of the little goats were still in the water. They were having so much fun that they didn't notice everyone else had left. They twirled and splashed, racing the waves, when suddenly they saw something strange. A huge fishtail was moving just beneath the surface of the water. The 2 goats froze. Was that a shark?" One of them whispered. "If it is, we better get out of here fast." They paddled as fast as their little hooves could move, but the fish still followed them to shore. When they reached the sand, they turned around and oh, it wasn't a shark at all. It was a mermaid. Her tail shimmered in the sunlight, but it was covered in bruises and scratches. She looked tired, weak, and sad. The little goats gasped. "She's hurt," said one. "We have to help her." The mermaid looked up and said softly, "My name is Aria. I was caught in a terrible storm and hit the rocks while swimming. My tail hurts so much, I can't move." The goats nodded to each other. "Don't worry, Aria. We'll take you home and fix you right up." But oh, there was someone else watching from behind the rocks. A hungry wolf. His eyes glimmered with mischief. Well, he grinned, licking his lips. A mermaid feast and 2 plump little goats. What a lucky day! He crept closer, ready to pounce. But just as he did, the goats spotted him. "Run!" they cried, hiding behind a giant umbrella on the beach. The clever wolf snatched up a fisherman's net lying nearby and threw it over Aria. "Let me go, wolf!" she cried, struggling. But the wolf was too strong. He laughed and carried her away. "Dinner is served tonight." While Aria struggled, her beautiful seashell necklace slipped off and fell into the sand. The little goats found it and picked it up. "We have to save her," said the smallest goat, holding the necklace tight. And so, the brave little goats ran off into the forest, following the wolf's footprints. Hours passed. The sun began to set. Finally, they saw a small, old fishing hut deep in the woods. Through the dusty window, they saw poor Aria locked in a cage. The wolf was sitting at a big table, humming to himself. "First, the mermaid, then the goats," he snickered. The goats quietly crept inside. "Aria," whispered one. The mermaid's eyes widened. "You came! Quick, go before he sees you." But the goats shook their heads. "We're not leaving you." They pulled out a tiny jar of goat ointment, a magical cream their mom had given them. "It can heal anything," said the little goat. "Maybe it can fix your tail too." Aria took the ointment and gently rubbed it over her wounds. Just then, the wolf turned around. "What?" he roared. "Goats!" Again, the goats yelped and ran around the hut, the wolf chasing them in circles. Aria closed her eyes, and suddenly her tail began to glow. A bright, golden light filled the room. Her tail magically transformed into human legs. The mermaid was now standing tall and strong. "Let go of the goats, wolf," she said bravely. The wolf froze. "You can talk like that?" But before he could move, Aria grabbed the net he had used earlier and threw it right back at him. Gotcha! She shouted, the net wrapped tightly around the wolf, tangling his paws and tail. Help! Let me out! He cried, but it was no use. The goats cheered. Hooray for Aria! You did it! Aria smiled. I couldn't have done it without you, my brave little friends. The goats handed her the lost necklace. We found this on the beach. It's yours. Aria put it back around her neck and beamed. Thank you. This necklace was a gift from my family in the ocean. Together, they skipped happily back to the shore. The goats waved as Aria dove gracefully into the sea. From that day on, the 7 baby goats and the mermaid Aria became the best of friends. Every summer, she would visit them near the beach, bringing seashells and stories from her underwater world. And as for the wolf, well, he never learned what friendship really meant. He stayed tangled in that net for a long, long time thinking about his bad choices. And that, my friends, is how a pair of kind-hearted goats saved a mermaid, defeated a sneaky wolf, and discovered the magic of courage, kindness, and friendship. Because true heroes don't always wear capes, sometimes they have hooves. Subscribe to Momo Tales for more stories. The end.